The DPP is waging a PR war in the wake of the legislature's passage of bills proposed by the opposition that would increase legislators' oversight of the government. The ruling party will be holding a series of public lectures around the island to expose what it calls an abuse of power by the opposition, which holds the legislative majority. The month-long campaign will kick off on June 14th in Hualien, the constituency of KMT Caucus whip Kun-chi, followed by more talks in Taipei and New Taipei to win over the hearts and minds of the public.
Political science professor Chen Fang-yu and convener of the think tank Taiwan Economic Democracy Union, Lai Chung-chiang, launched an online lecture event to talk about the legislative battle over the expansion of powers of the legislature.
We want to explain to people the extent of the abuse of congressional power this act causes.
Does
this whole series of congressional amendments have anything to do with China?
The Bluebird Movement, which is the name given to the protests against the legislative reform bills, has even spread across borders with an ad featured in New York's Times Square. However, as the movement loses momentum, civic groups are now holding dialogues at the grassroots across Taiwan, hoping that more people would see what the opposition parties are up to. Their attempt to expand legislative powers is in fact an abuse of power, as the KMT is also engaged in its own counteraction by holding lectures in rural areas. The DPP has announced that it will launch a nationwide campaign to counter the abuse of power and protect democracy on June 14th.
The first location will be Hualien and then Taipei and New Taipei, which are, of course, the political and economic centers of the country. We've picked these three locations for demonstration and launch of the campaign.
The first session will be held in Hualien, targeting the constituency of KMT Caucus whip Kun-chi. The DPP's plan will be carried out in two phases to coincide with the Legislative Yuan's handling of the motion to reconsider the bills, as the party strengthens dialogue with society. So far, 3 lectures focusing on the themes of anti-abuse of power and protection of democracy have been planned. This will be an extension of the Bluebird movement and a war of words on the internet. It's a multi-pronged approach, starting from Party Central to the Party Caucus, as the ruling party wages a PR campaign.
The 51 warriors in the Legislative Caucus will all sound their voices. Therefore, such publicity in various places, combined with the lawmakers' daily attacks on social media, will all be a very important action for us to accumulate political energy. During the regular meeting of the Central Standing Committee on Wednesday, the chairman will announce to everyone who and which party officials will be giving the lectures. All the relevant activities are being planned right now.
As the opposition parties continue to occupy the legislative chamber, the DPP will seek the support of civic groups to launch a counterattack. The battle between the ruling and opposition parties is far from over.